In the intricate dance of modern relationships, mastering the art of communication is paramount, especially when it comes to capturing and maintaining a woman's interest. Forget the tired clichés and generic pickup lines. High-value men understand that authentic connection stems from demonstrating genuine care, sparking curiosity, and exuding an air of self-assuredness. This isn't about manipulation, but about embodying the principles of stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, in your interactions. This exploration delves into a series of carefully crafted, good morning texts, each designed to subtly convey these qualities and set the tone for a day filled with intrigue, connection, and the quiet confidence that defines a high-value man. But here's the twist: the true power lies not just in sending these messages, but in strategically pulling back, showing less interest, and allowing her to experience the shift in dynamics that naturally occurs when a man recognizes his worth and refuses to settle for anything less than he deserves. And also not ignoring her back just for fun but understanding that there is other stuff happening as well. This, combined with the texts that we are going to read later, will change things. Imagine the impact of a well-timed message that not only brightens her day but also subtly reminds her of your value. These are not mere greetings, they are carefully calibrated expressions of your character, designed to pique her curiosity, spark her imagination, and demonstrate your genuine interest in her thoughts, feelings, and aspirations. The core of the message is to give that care and consideration to her dreams and ambitions. It also shows consideration and care for her well-being. Also, not be constantly in contact to not seem overbearing. The goal is to find the equilibrium. And that's where these good morning texts help. This is about becoming the man she longs to connect with, not because you shower her with empty compliments or fleeting attention, but because you consistently demonstrate the qualities she admires: intelligence, wit, emotional depth, and an unwavering sense of self. And with the Stoic approach in mind set, it becomes much easier. This approach will have results. 1. The mystery. Have you ever wondered what it takes to linger in a woman's thoughts long after a simple greeting? It's not about sending the same generic "good morning" that every other guy sends, it's about creating a moment of intrigue that sticks with her throughout the day. The power of mystery lies in its ability to tap into one of the most primal human emotions, curiosity. By adding a touch of intrigue, like saying, "Good morning, you won't believe the dream I had about you last night," you open a loop in her mind that keeps turning, wondering what you're thinking. Now, let's integrate some original video content. As Seneca once said, it is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. High-value men master this balance effortlessly, understanding that creating curiosity isn't about manipulation, it's about fostering a deeper connection through intelligent communication. In today's world of instant gratification and endless distractions, being the man who leaves a little room for mystery makes you stand out. Most people overshare, but when you maintain your composure and don't reveal everything, it leaves her wanting more. Remember, people, especially women, love to solve puzzles, and when you subtly present yourself as a puzzle, she'll think about you even when you're not around. Look at how people handle social media. Those who post everything about their lives often fade into the background, while those who share strategically, just enough to make others curious, are the ones who get noticed. Stoicism teaches you to be measured in your actions, giving just enough to create connection but holding back enough to maintain interest. So, the next time you send that good morning text, remember to leave a little mystery. Ask yourself, how can I create anticipation without revealing too much? Master this, and you're not just sending a message, you're building a lasting impression, embracing the wisdom of Stoicism by controlling the narrative and ultimately the way you're perceived. 2. Touching hearts. The second message is about touching hearts, going beyond a mere greeting to build a real emotional connection. Instead of a generic, "good morning," craft a message that shows genuine care and thoughtfulness. Women, with their natural emotional depth, seek connection. By showing you're interested in what truly matters to her, you set yourself apart. Imagine waking up and receiving this message: "Good morning. I hope today brings you closer to your goals. What's something you're dreaming of achieving right now?" This text does more than wish her a good day, it opens a space for meaningful conversation about her ambitions, passions, and what makes her tick. It goes beyond surface-level chatter, inviting her to share more of herself, creating a bond that runs deeper than most men realize. A friend of mine, a man who practices a Stoic mindset, learned this the hard way. He used to flood women with compliments, trying to impress them with his accomplishments. But it wasn't until he shifted his approach, taking a moment each day to ask about their thoughts, feelings, and dreams, that he truly saw a change. A woman who once seemed distant began opening up, eager to share more because she felt understood. He stopped focusing on what he could get from her and started caring about who she really was. This isn't about overwhelming her with attention, but about showing that you're invested in her as a person. It's about being present and letting the conversation unfold naturally, just like in Stoicism, where focus and care are given to the things that matter most. So, next time you pick up your phone to send a good morning text, ask yourself, how do I want to make her feel? What kind of impact do I want to leave on her day? The secret to winning her heart isn't in grand gestures, but in the small, intentional actions that make her feel seen and valued. 3. Sparking creativity. The third good morning text is all about sparking her creativity and stimulating her mind with endless possibilities, a powerful way to connect on a deeper level. Relationships are not just about physical attraction, but mental stimulation too, and that's where this message truly shines. Try something like this: good morning. If you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would you be? This seemingly simple question does so much more than start the usual small talk. It prompts her to pause, reflect, and think about something she desires, all while associating those thoughts with you. You're not just sending a message, you're inviting her on an imaginative journey, and you're the guide. By asking this open-ended question, you're encouraging her to share something personal, maybe even a dream or desire she's never voiced before, setting the stage for future conversations that go beyond the surface level. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," and that's exactly what you're doing here, elevating the quality of the conversation and connecting her thoughts to a shared mental adventure. As you're both picturing these faraway places, you're building rapport, trust, and a sense of collaboration in this imaginary world you're both a part of. This is a subtle yet profound Stoic life lesson, reminding us that meaningful relationships are built on more than just fleeting exchanges, they are built on shared experiences, whether real or imagined. This approach is rooted in the principles of Stoicism, connecting not just with what is said, but with the essence of a person's deeper desires and thoughts. When you engage with purpose, you're already showing her you're a high-value man, one who understands that true attraction begins in the mind. 4. Igniting wonder. Good morning texts can be much more powerful than many realize. It's not just about saying hello, but about setting a tone that piques her curiosity and engages her emotions right from the start. Take the fourth message, for instance, which focuses on sparking a sense of wonder. When you send something like, "Good morning. Something incredible happened last night that made me think of you. I'll tell you later," you aren't just sending words, you're planting a seed that grows throughout her day. This visual effectively conveys the emotional response to a message designed to ignite wonder. This kind of message pulls her into a moment of anticipation, igniting curiosity, and making her eager to find out what's on your mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," and by leaving her wondering, you are occupying her thoughts in a way that elevates her interest in you. It's not about playing games, but about deepening the connection by offering moments of mystery and excitement, something that most men overlook. In modern life, where everyone is constantly bombarded with shallow and predictable conversations, this text stands out. It's a reminder that thoughtful communication can lead to Stoic happiness, where you bring value and presence into someone's life. By showing that you are different from the noise around her, you align with the principles of Stoicism, being intentional, impactful, and composed. The next time you want to stand out in her mind, don't just settle for the typical good morning. Instead, use the opportunity to create an emotional experience that builds anticipation, keeps you in her thoughts, and opens the door to a deeper, more meaningful connection. 5. Reliving memories. One of the most powerful tools you can use as a high-value man with a Stoic mindset is the art of tapping into emotions through well-crafted messages. A great example of this is the 5th good morning text, one that brings up cherished memories you've shared with her. You're not just saying good morning, you're reminding her of the special moments that set your connection apart from anyone else's. For instance, good morning. I was just thinking about that day we spent at the park. It was such an amazing time. What do you say we relive that moment? In doing so, you're not just recalling a happy memory, you're reigniting the emotions tied to that day, feelings of joy, fun, and connection. Nostalgia is incredibly powerful because it creates a link between the past and the future. When she's reminded of those positive emotions, it's as if you've handed her a key to unlock her feelings of closeness and comfort with you, and she'll naturally want to experience more of it. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional intelligence at its finest, and it's the hallmark of a high-value man who knows how to create lasting impressions. In today's fast-paced world, think about how rare it is to truly savor and reflect on past moments. How often do we even pause to appreciate them? Sharing this kind of text is like offering her a chance to slow down and revisit the moments that matter, which not only makes her feel seen but also anticipates the next great memory. The lesson here is clear: meaningful connections aren't built on surface-level interactions, they're rooted in the moments that stir deep emotions and create lasting bonds. So ask yourself, when was the last time you made her remember why she enjoys spending time with you? 6. Subtle compliments. Let me tell you, there's a powerful way to start the day off right, and it's with the 6th good morning message, one that's built around subtle, thoughtful compliments. No woman can resist a compliment when it feels genuine and personal, but here's the catch: it has to go beyond the surface. You see, too many people throw around generic compliments thinking that's enough to capture someone's attention, but as a high-value man, you've got to dig deeper. Visual, a side-by-side comparison: on one side, a man gives a generic compliment about appearance, on the other, a man gives a specific, thoughtful compliment about her personality. The woman's reaction to the first is lukewarm, while her reaction to the second is genuine and appreciative. This visual effectively illustrates the difference between superficial and meaningful compliments. Picture this: good morning. You know what I admire most about you? Your laugh. It lights up any room. It's simple, but here's why it works: because it's not about her looks or something fleeting. By choosing her laugh, you're honing in on something real, something that shows you've been paying attention. Stoic life lessons teach us that the little things are often the most powerful. As Epictetus said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening carefully, paying attention, and valuing her laughter means you see her beyond appearances. So ask yourself, when was the last time you really noticed something unique about someone you care about? A good compliment is not just flattery, it's about showing that you truly see and appreciate the essence of a person, and that's what builds a strong connection. This is where Stoicism comes in: remaining mindful, staying in the present, and being aware of what is real and meaningful. It's about being the kind of man who knows that noticing and valuing the small details in others is a sign of true character. 7. Humor. The 8th message you send should be centered around humor, because starting her day with a smile not only creates a playful vibe but also subtly demonstrates that you, as a high-value man, don't take life too seriously. Humor is a powerful tool in any relationship, and it helps to show that while you carry the Stoic mindset, you're not rigid or overly serious. A simple message like, "Good morning. I had the craziest dream last night, I was a superhero, and guess who I saved," achieves 2 things. First, it immediately captures her curiosity. She might wonder, why was he dreaming about being a superhero? What happened next, which is exactly what you want. Second, it lightens the mood, associating you with fun and positivity right from the start of her day. Visual, a montage of light-hearted, funny animations and memes related to the concept of a dream superhero, creating a sense of playful absurdity. This visual reinforces the humorous and light-hearted nature of the message. These are qualities women admire in high-value men, men who can handle life's challenges with grace but still know how to bring joy into someone else's day. Think about modern relationships, where many conversations, especially early on, are filled with formality or surface-level pleasantries. A good morning text with a humorous twist cuts through that. For instance, I know a guy who worked long hours in a demanding job. Every morning, he'd send his girlfriend a witty message, something playful, a little absurd even, but it always had the same effect. She'd laugh, reply eagerly, and it kept their bond strong even when they were both busy. It wasn't just the words themselves, it was the fact that he stood out from everyone else. Where other men might send a simple, good morning, he sent something that created a spark, something memorable. He understood that while being serious has its place, showing that you can take things lightly and bring a sense of humor into everyday moments is an attractive quality. It made her look forward to his texts each morning, and that's the secret here. Take a moment to consider, when was the last time you really made someone laugh with just a few words? Humor is not just about being funny for the sake of it, it's about building a connection and easing any tension or formalities that may exist. When you can make someone smile or laugh, especially first thing in the morning, you're associating yourself with positive feelings. As a high-value man with a Stoic mindset, this becomes part of your strategy: balance strength with humor, seriousness with lightness, and wisdom with playfulness. 8. Motivation. If you're looking to make a real impact and stand out from the crowd, no woman can ignore a powerful motivational message to kickstart her day. It's not just about saying, good morning, it's about showing that you genuinely care for her well-being, growth, and success. Imagine starting her day with something like this: good morning. Remember, the only thing standing between you and your dreams today is action. Go make it happen. This isn't just a text, it's a call to arms, a subtle yet powerful reminder that she has everything within her to conquer whatever challenges lie ahead. Visual: a split screen showing a woman looking defeated and unmotivated on one side, and on the other side, the same woman energized and confident after reading a motivational text. She then tackles her tasks with renewed vigor. This image reinforces the impact of a well-timed motivational message. When you send a message like this, you're giving her more than a greeting, you're offering her support, encouragement, and empowerment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," and that's exactly what this text is about: shifting her mindset towards positive, action-oriented thoughts. High-value men understand that supporting the woman they care about means contributing to her success, not just her emotions. How do you think she'll feel knowing that every morning you're thinking about how to help her succeed? You're showing her you're invested in her journey, not just her presence in your life, and that's where the real power lies. This kind of text not only differentiates you but also subtly reminds her of your value. High-value men don't just take, they give, they inspire those around them to be better, and in doing so, they solidify their place as indispensable. Stoicism teaches us that to truly live a fulfilled life, we must be both wise and helpful to others. Seneca said, "While we teach, we learn," so by motivating her, you're also reinforcing your own mindset of growth and achievement. When you're embodying Stoic virtues by leading with wisdom, generosity, and action, you are leaving a lasting impression that speaks to her very soul. 9. Thoughtful observation. Imagine waking up to a message that not only greets you but also touches a deeper part of your soul. For high-value men, sending a good morning text should never just be a routine greeting, it's a subtle way to showcase your thoughtfulness and the way you pay attention to the details in a woman's life. Take this for example: good morning. I've noticed how hard you've been working lately, and I genuinely hope you can carve out some time today to relax and recharge. You truly deserve it. With this one message, you're not just acknowledging her morning, you're acknowledging her. Visual: a montage of subtle cues indicating a woman's stress and exhaustion: dark circles under her eyes, hunched posture, tense shoulders, followed by a moment of relief and relaxation as she receives a thoughtful text. This visual powerfully depicts the impact of noticing and acknowledging someone's struggles. This is the kind of message that speaks volumes because it shows that you're tuned into her emotions and experiences. Stoic life lessons remind us to be present in our relationships, observing and acting in ways that nurture trust and emotional connection. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," which highlights the importance of offering support to others, reminding them to be gentle with themselves and not let the imagined weight of the world burden them unnecessarily. By sending this thoughtful message, you're subtly inviting her to pause, take a breath, and reflect on the balance in her life, something that many of us forget in the daily hustle. This isn't a way of being soft, it's a way of showing consideration and balance. This is what separates you from a boy to a man. By incorporating these mindful practices into your communication, you're not just sending a text, you're creating a foundation of trust and respect, key pillars in any strong relationship. 10. Building excitement. When it comes to sparking interest and creating attraction, one of the most underrated tools in a high-value man's arsenal is the good morning text. This simple gesture, when done correctly, can set the tone for the entire day and leave a lasting impression. But not just any message will do, there's a subtle art to crafting texts that resonate on a deeper level, creating genuine excitement and intrigue. Good morning. I'm planning a surprise for you. I can't wait to see your reaction. This is more than just a greeting, it weaves together anticipation, mystery, and promise, elements that are key to keeping her engaged throughout the day. This image effectively generates curiosity and excitement about the unknown surprise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This idea holds true here. By planting a seed of curiosity in her mind, you're influencing her emotional state, keeping her connected to you through her own positive anticipation. It's a Stoic principle applied to modern relationships, mastering your actions to inspire the kind of reactions you want without manipulation. The beauty of this approach lies in its subtlety. You're not overwhelming her with grand gestures or empty compliments. Instead, you're letting her imagination do the work, giving her something to look forward to. Authenticity is everything. The power of these texts is not in the words themselves, but in the sincerity behind them. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Be the kind of man who doesn't just say these messages for the sake of it but because you genuinely care about making her day a little brighter. Sincerity in this case is the cornerstone of attraction. Now, it's a balance since this can also seem overbearing if this is the only thing you do. Remember that there is space and consideration for your own dreams and goals. A good balance in all things. Shifting the power dynamics, making her the desperate one. Now, here's the crucial element that elevates these good morning texts from simple gestures to powerful tools of attraction, strategically pulling back and making her realize what she stands to lose. It's about creating a shift in dynamics where she becomes the one seeking your attention, not the other way around. 1. Make her the desperate one. The dynamics of relationships often hinge on who holds the power, and when a man begins to recognize his worth, he gains the upper hand. This is where you make her the desperate one, not through manipulation, but by understanding your value and refusing to settle for less. The ancient Stoics taught us that true power lies in our ability to control our own responses, not in trying to control others. Rather than chasing after someone who only offers scraps of affection, it's time to step back and let her realize what she stands to lose. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are centered on scarcity, you'll accept anything, but if you shift your mindset to abundance, you'll demand more because you know you're worth it. When you're always available, always trying to please, you're essentially handing over control, and whether intentionally or not, she will use that control against you. But by pulling back, by showing that you have other options and are not going to accept the bare minimum, you completely alter the dynamic. This is not about playing games, it's about recognizing your own value and making it clear that you won't settle for less. Your reaction to being undervalued should be to step away, not to chase harder. As she realizes that she no longer holds the strings, panic sets in. Suddenly, she's the one who is desperate, scrambling to regain what she thought was secure. You are no longer the one begging for her time or affection. Instead, you become the man who knows his worth and is not afraid to walk away if his needs aren't met. By holding firm to your standards, you're not only protecting your self-worth, but you're also teaching her how you expect to be treated. 2. Leave the desperation to her. When a woman senses that you've lost interest, something remarkable happens: she becomes desperate. This shift in dynamics is crucial to understand, especially if you found yourself falling into the trap of desperation. When she begins to pull away, it's a common scenario. A woman starts to grow distant, her warmth turns cold, and suddenly you're filled with a frantic need to win her back. You chase after her, seeking explanations, longing for her attention as if she were the last person on earth. But this reaction is precisely where many men go wrong. Desperation is not just a sign of weakness, it's a surrender of power. When you react in this way, you're essentially telling her, "I'm so desperate for your approval that I'm willing to compromise my dignity." A woman will quickly lose respect for a man who doesn't respect himself, who places her on a pedestal while diminishing his own value. To shift this dynamic, you must regain control, not just of the situation, but of your mindset. It's time to take a step back, breathe, and reassess your priorities. The moment you sense that things aren't as they should be, that she isn't valuing you as she should, it's time to make a real withdrawal. This isn't about playing games or pretending to distance yourself in hopes that she'll chase after you. It's about genuinely understanding your worth and deciding that if she doesn't see it, you're better off focusing on things that truly matter in your life. The desperation you once felt now shifts to her. The woman who once felt secure in your affection suddenly realizes that her position is no longer guaranteed. She believed you would do anything to keep her, but now she sees that you won't settle for anything less than respect. The lesson here is clear: when you stop being desperate and start valuing yourself, others will begin to value you as well. 3. Value your time and energy. Let's dive into a critical aspect of your life that many men often overlook: the undeniable value of your time and energy. How many men do you know who squander their precious time, energy, and focus chasing after a woman who doesn't truly appreciate them? It's like tossing diamonds into the wind, hoping they'll find their worth somewhere else. Your time is the most valuable asset you possess. It's finite, irreversible, and every moment you spend is a moment you can never reclaim. So why are you still investing your time in someone who doesn't see your worth? High-value men, those who understand their worth, never waste their energy on people who don't reciprocate. They recognize that their time is a non-renewable resource, and they guard it with the same diligence as they would their most prized possessions. If the woman you're interested in isn't showing genuine interest or reciprocating your efforts, it's a clear sign that she doesn't deserve your time. This isn't about being selfish, it's about having self-respect and recognizing your value. When you begin to value your time, others will start to value it as well. You need to be discerning: not everyone is worthy of your attention, your energy, or your dedication. 4. Be the protagonist of your own life. Becoming the protagonist of your life is perhaps the most powerful transformation a man can achieve. It's all too easy to fall into the trap of living for someone else, often placing a woman at the center of your existence, allowing her to dictate your actions and emotions. When you do this, you relinquish control, reducing yourself to a mere supporting character in what should be your own story. This not only undermines your self-worth but also leads to a life where you are constantly chasing validation, approval, and affection, elements that should come naturally to a man who knows his value. Instead of waiting for someone else's approval to pursue happiness, take charge and put yourself first, not as an act of selfishness, but as a fundamental expression of self-respect. When your goals, dreams, and desires take precedence, you shift from being the pursuer to the one who sets the pace, creating a life that others aspire to be part of. Taking the lead role in your life means making decisions that serve your best interests, not those of others. It means you stop accepting the bare minimum and start demanding the full experience of life because you recognize your own worth. The true beauty of this transformation lies in its impact on your relationships. When you establish yourself as the protagonist, you naturally attract individuals who genuinely value and respect you. You no longer find yourself begging for attention or playing into manipulative games. Instead, the people who matter will be drawn to you, eager to share in your success and to be part of your journey. 5. Make her see there are others in the picture. Let's delve into a strategy that hits right at the core of her confidence, making it unmistakably clear that she is not your only option. Too many men make the critical error of standing still, waiting for the so-called queen to decide whether she wants to return or not, all while life moves forward and opportunities pass them by. Sitting around arms crossed, waiting for her to make a move, is essentially signing your own declaration of irrelevance. What does this say to her? It tells her that you are always available, like a toy she can pick up and drop whenever it suits her. She feels secure, thinking that whenever she decides to give you attention, you'll be there waiting. But imagine if you change the game. Instead of waiting around, you start living your life fully, showing that you're out there meeting new people, going on dates, and frankly, you don't have the time or energy to dwell on someone who doesn't recognize your worth. When you embrace this mindset, everything shifts. The woman who once felt all too confident, certain that she had you in the palm of her hand, suddenly starts to feel uneasy. She'll wonder why you're out with others, what those other women offer that she doesn't, and the seeds of doubt begin to sprout in her mind. This isn't just jealousy, it's the very real fear of losing something valuable. She begins to realize that if she doesn't act soon, she might lose you to someone who truly appreciates your value. This approach not only forces her to rethink how she treats you but also positions you in a place of power. 6. Master the art of mystery. When it comes to capturing a woman's interest, one of the most potent tools at your disposal is mystery. Many men mistakenly believe that the key to winning a woman's heart is complete transparency, sharing every detail about their lives, intentions, dreams, and fears. They think that by laying everything bare, they'll earn her trust and affection. But what really happens when you reveal too much too soon? She loses interest, the excitement fades, because there's nothing left to discover. Predictability can be the death of attraction. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, meaning that life and relationships require a certain level of strategy and finesse. Mystery is the essence that keeps people intrigued, constantly wondering, and eager to know more. Don't be an open book, instead, let her peel back the layers at her own pace. When she asks about your thoughts or your plans, give her just enough to spark her curiosity, but never the full picture. Avoid being overly predictable. Let your behavior be a mix of surprises. One moment you're fully present, engaging her with your charm and attention, the next, you're focused on your own pursuits, seemingly distant but never out of reach. This ebb and flow, this dance of unpredictability, keeps her on edge, always wondering what your next move might be. Never fully disclose your feelings or your future plans. Let her guess, let her ponder, let her yearn to know more. This uncertainty, this controlled ambiguity, is what fuels her desire and keeps her coming back for more. 7. Be unavailable. When it comes to rekindling a woman's interest, there's one strategy that stands out: being unavailable. This isn't about playing games or being deceitful, it's about reclaiming your time and energy and demonstrating that your life is full and vibrant with or without her. If you're constantly at her beck and call, responding to every message and accommodating her every whim, she will inevitably start to see you as someone who has nothing more important going on, and when that happens, her respect for you diminishes. To turn the tables, you must make her wait. The next time she reaches out, don't rush to respond or agree to meet up immediately. Instead, let her see that you have other priorities, other engagements, and that your life doesn't revolve around her. Your reaction to her attempts at reconnecting should be measured and deliberate. By creating a bit of distance, you re-establish yourself as a man who values his own time and self-worth, qualities that are undeniably attractive. This approach hits her where it matters most, in her self-esteem. If she's used to having you at her disposal, your newfound unavailability will create a sense of discomfort and doubt. She will start questioning why you're no longer as accessible as before, and this uncertainty is your secret weapon. However, it's crucial to be consistent in your actions. You can't claim to be unavailable while simultaneously seeking her attention. This would undermine the entire strategy. Instead, your unavailability should be reflected in your behavior, delaying responses to messages, occasionally declining invitations, and most importantly, living your life with purpose, passion, and independence. 8. Keep your feelings a secret. One of the biggest mistakes many men make is laying all their feelings out on the table, thinking that being completely transparent will help them win the woman's heart. But when you openly display all your emotions, you're essentially revealing every card in your hand, and this gives her a sense of security that can actually work against you. When she knows you're fully invested and completely into her, she relaxes, becoming certain that she's got you wrapped around her finger. In her mind, you're already conquered territory, no longer a mystery or a challenge. So how do you shift the dynamics in your favor? It starts by resisting the urge to wear your heart on your sleeve. This doesn't mean you need to be cold or distant. Instead, it's about being strategic, showing restraint, being more reserved, and carefully controlling what you reveal and when. When you stop being so obvious about how much you're into her, something fascinating happens. She begins to question things. That sense of security she had, thinking she had you all figured out, starts to erode. She realizes that the situation has changed, that you're no longer readily available at her beck and call. The woman who was once secure in her place in your life begins to feel a hint of insecurity. This discomfort is exactly what makes her start seeing you in a new light. Suddenly, you're not the predictable guy she thought she had pegged, you're a challenge, and challenges are infinitely more appealing. In conclusion, mastering the art of attraction isn't about manipulating emotions, but about embodying the qualities of a high-value man: confidence, self-respect, and a genuine interest in others. By strategically using these "good morning" texts to spark curiosity, build connection, and demonstrate your worth, you set the stage for a relationship based on mutual respect and genuine attraction. And by strategically pulling back and making her realize what she stands to lose, you shift the power dynamics and create a situation where she becomes the one seeking your attention and affection. Embrace the principles of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in your interactions, and you will naturally attract the kind of woman who values your character, respects your boundaries, and appreciates the unique qualities that make you a high-value man. Remember, the goal is not to dominate or control, but to foster a relationship where both partners feel valued, respected, and inspired to grow together. The combination of these texts combined with the withdrawal strategy are potent to show care and also that you have balance. This balance will make you a person of great character.